Treasure hunt, amusement park, masquerade, and forest fen are closed, but there are plenty more rides than just those. There's Beacon Star and Treasure Man, Vegas Die and Oak Island. Give 'em a try and you'll be smiling. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook. Keep searching forever, start searching now. Grand adventures with K-Pro and Cow. The secret, a gypsy's kiss, the whistle pig. Come watch our show, win a prize, little or big. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook.
Hey, everybody. And we are live. It's Thursday. It's Beacon Star Thursday. Had to do it a little bit earlier for a couple circumstances, which I'll get into. So, what's up, Treasure Hunt Cash, JK Pioneer, Bobby Brass? So basically, I'm on lunch for work, so I thought I'd go live now because I'm not going to be able to go live later on tonight. Yeah, I'll tell them. I'll tell them. So I'm having a little fish with a little rice, thanks to K-Pro. Let's just eat and talk about the Beacon Star for a minute, huh? You going to join, honey? If you want to. Yeah. Algebra, homework, not fun. So excuse me while I eat. Okay. Right, JK? I used to work second shift. You're second shift or third shift? Second shift, right? I did it for many, many years. And third shift, actually, midnights as well. So out here in Vegas, it wasn't bad because it's a 24-hour town. But back in always work. Back in Michigan, get out of work. There's nothing going on. What's up, Jeep Girl Jody? 12 hour. Oh, you're doing the 12-hour thing. Is that 4 on, like the rotating shift, 4 on, 3 off, and then 4, and then 3, and then all that stuff? Good times. So, the reason, and K-Pro is going to join us momentarily. The reason we can't go live tonight is there's a little deal that has been worked out. I didn't realize this was so far angled. I wonder if I can. Maybe not right now. Anyway, there's a little comic book deal that has been done in theory, and we got to go meet the guy tonight to pick up some comic books. Who wants to guess how many comic books we're buying? Hey, Kathy. It's not a lot by my standards. It's not a lot, but what? You work 12-hour days, 5 days in a week, 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week. Man, that's got to be good overtime. What the heck? But we have some comic books we have to pick up tonight. We're doing a little clandestine deal in a parking lot later on tonight. More than 1,000 treasure hunt cash. And then the other thing is we may have picked up a storage unit today, and we still have to figure out when we have to go pick that up. Still waiting to hear back. No, more than 1,000 treasure hunt cash in Indiana Jones. So if we do go get the storage unit, I'll definitely record it. We'll upload it, show you guys. Thinking of getting that back. Yeah, Mary, when you work, your schedule changes. Yeah, it can be a little rough sometimes. I know some people go days and then nights. They rotate around. So yeah, that's why we're going live now. So anybody wants to watch this, just watch it at the normal time tonight. Yes, Jeep Girl Jody, long boxes and short boxes. Exactly. You're the one who sent me about the big comic book store in Denver, right? Like the biggest one. Guy's got like 1.4 million comics or something. That's pretty cool. I'd like to go check that place out if I ever make it to Denver for the Beacon Star, which I hope to this summer sometime. So probably over the weekend, maybe I'll go live and show you the collection we picked up, and we'll go through that. So Beacon Star, it's been a little while. We had some detours in the old treasure hunting amusement park, some other rides. Yeah, Mile High Comics. That's right. Yeah, I would. I definitely, if I ever go to Denver, I'm definitely going to check that place out. So, I got to send you the link, don't I, K-Pro? Huh. All right. She's not joining if she don't have the link. All right. Give me a second. Then you can tell them what we're doing tonight from your perspective, K-Pro. Oh, that's right. We were supposed to have date night, and then Randy dropped his video, so we kind of skipped date night because we had to solve it. And a big thank you to everybody that was in the Zoom. I got to give a big thank you to, I just sent it to you just now. Got to give a big thank you to Davo, B. Spaghetti, Chuck, and Father Terry, and everybody else who was in the Zoom. But those three are the main ones who really cracked it. From what I remember, this was last night or 2 nights ago. No, this was last night. No, this was Tuesday night, not last night. This was Tuesday night. Last night I had to pick up the boys. That's right. It's all a blur. This was Tuesday night. What does that mean? Randy Clue, 119 runtime for image up, last number in Clue. Oh, are you saying this video is 119? Not 119 minutes. Last number in the Clue. Let me bring the Clue up. That would be the first thing to do. And that thumbnail I use has a red line through it. That's not part of the Clue. So we think we solved it, but we're not sure if there's an extra part. And I'm just going to give it. I mean, nobody in the Zoom said to keep it a secret. And it's not, as Randy said, it's not that hard. Did you get the link? Okay. It's not that hard. If it's like anything else. Once you know the key, it's not that hard. So I know K-Pro saw it. Oh, we're going to have to do the mute thing, K-Pro.
Never. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You explain why we're not going live tonight.
Okay. Well, first, Randy, I think you need to check with me next time you do dropping hints, because we were all ready. We were out the door, and he's like, I'll just look for a second and start Zoom. And then you guys saw the picture on Facebook. It was like 4.5 hours later. Yeah, still sitting. Wonk, wonk, wonk. So I just gave up. I was single K-Pro for the night. So thanks, Randy. Check with me next time. Tuesdays are usually when I'm around. That's date night. So that's the first thing. Second, and I put this on Facebook too, Mike says to me yesterday, and I cannot see the chat, so I'll have to arrange things in a minute. He says, I want to bid on, what do you think about auctions again? And it is a nice little bit of extra money in. So I said, sure. And we looked at 4 of them. And so he just bid on 3 of them and said, what are the chances of getting all 3? And I thought, and we got one, and we got, he also said, there's a guy with like 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000, I don't know, however many comic books. I'm like, what's the worst thing in the world is having a bunch of comic books. Let's go on a little adventure. So that's what Mike did, and Mike bought them, and we're going to pick them up, and I'm sure it's going to be some like shady looking drug deal in a parking lot at Bally's or something. So
it is a parking lot. That's true. You keep the cash in raw until I tell you to grab it.
Oh, and shout out to Jana. This was her one of her donations. This is what I won, Queen of Spades. I don't know what that means, but yeah. So, and yeah, you guys, I do have to say it was interesting to hear, because it was obvious you guys were making headway, and it was a multi-part thing. I saw the Clue and I went, Beacon Star is so not my bag. So I'm glad you guys figured it out. I'm glad you guys had that aha moment. I think there's a little bit left, but with the rest of you people in the room, I think you can figure it out. So that's as much as I am a part of this. So I'm just here to support you, honey.
Appreciate it, honey. Okay. Still not sure what Mary meant. She was saying 119 runtime for image up, last number. I see the 119 in the Clue, but I don't know what you mean by 119. The video he did is 4 minutes and 31 seconds. I still heard the echo. Okay, bro. I don't know.
I did too. Do you hear me?
Is it because it's coming through your actual thing and not the? Yeah, I can hear you through your. There you go. Yeah, that's good. I don't think the mute's working on your thing. That's good. Okay. Yeah, Casey says I miss those aha moments. Well, the Beacon Star is full of aha moments. I mean, that's why we keep doing it. But a couple things, I was very glad to hear Randy say he's up to like 850 in book sales. I remember when it was back before it was 500. So 850 is good, and you guys know what that means, don't you? I don't know what that means, Mary. 119 seconds for image up showed. IMG. 119 seconds for image. 119 seconds that he left. Oh, that he left the image up. Is that what you're saying? Ooh, that's interesting. Let me do the quick math on that. So he started the image at 2 minutes and 33 seconds. 3:30. Yeah, no, it was up for 2 minutes, at least what I see. But anyway, you can explain it. What I was going to say is 850 books sold, roughly. That means $850 to the prize pool because Randy said $1 from each book. So now it's not $5,000 for the Beacon Star. That was so 80s. It's $5,850 roughly dollars for the prize pool for the Beacon Star. And more importantly, that sweet, sweet gold coin that one day I hope to own or buy from whoever does find it. Yeah. So there it is. That's the update on the Beacon Star. And then we have Randy's clue. Go ahead, K-Pro.
So I want to know when the next milestone is, because I know we've had stacks and stacks of books and you're giving them out and all of that. And I think it's great you're supporting Randy and the Beacon Star. But isn't it like, was this based on, remind me, was this based on some what was the milestone? When is the next milestone? That's what I want to know. And then you got to get to the answer, because the answer means something, but you have not totally processed all the pieces.
Or does it?
Yeah. So tell me both. Tell me what the milestone was. Why did Randy give out this clue? He says don't give out clues. He gave out a clue. Why? When's the next milestone? And then let's get to the answer.
So it was 2 questions. The first one is Randy did not tell us what the milestone was. In his video, he says, I'm not going to tell you. We don't know. And he says he's not going to give out another hint for a long, long time. So to me, I think when you hit 1,000 books, that's a milestone. You got to put out another hint. But so I think this is all we're going to have for a while. He's put out hints here and there over the years. He's got his videos where there's little things that may mean something, we think. So, yeah, that's kind of where it's at. So I think this is all we get for a while. This is the book. Remember, he's watching this, has no idea. Oh, look at my shirt. Oh, what a coinky wink. I show the support to the treasure hunt community. Do you? There's the Beacon Star. In the link in the description, it's on Amazon. Guess how much this book costs, K-Pro?
$7. What do I win?
That's right. It's only $7. So, and for a prize pool of, $5,800 in that sweet, sweet gold coin. Yeah, not a bad deal. It is in Denver, Colorado, which I think we have to go this summer for some reason. So I can go to.
I was just there. If this, I was just what, you know what? Maybe that's the milestone. I had to go to the Denver Museum.
That's the milestone.
And that was the milestone. And they gave out a hint. If I go again and show a picture at like the first sundial, he'll give out another clue. Oh, thank you, Randy.
Cool. That's actually, well, if we go, we're going to all the sundials. So we need at least 3 days. And it's
I'm never going to Denver with you. It will be so, actually, that will be my true test of how much I love you. You're so Beacon Star, and my eyes glaze over after the first hour. If we went to Denver, I know we'd be going to all the sundial. We'd be taking so much video. It would be insane. Oh, and we should go with like Nemo and Craig and a few.
There's 22 boots on the ground locations, and we'd have to go and videotape all of them, K-Pro. That's the whole point. And then the Denver Museum. I mean, you're there. You got to go through that as well. But what I was going to say, yeah, how about the date? Maybe that's the milestone, Casey Moss says. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he released the clue on the 8th, 3/8/22. Maybe. Oh, I see what you're saying. So maybe it's just that he picked a date, and whenever it got there, he was going to give them. Yeah, interesting. Now, we don't know if he solved it all. So I'm asking for your help, everybody, in the treasure hunting amusement park. I'm going to go over what those in the Zoom figured out. I didn't figure any of this out. Remember, credit goes to Davo, Father Terry, and Chuck B. Spaghetti. Those are the 3 that I remember. But thank you to everybody that was in the Zoom, because everybody contributed a little
bit. Thank you to those people that made my date night disappear. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. And not for the 1 hour, not for the 2 hours. I mean, it was like middle of the night, and you guys are still on. But I appreciate it. But you're going to make up for it, Mister.
Yeah, tonight by getting these comic books. Oh. There it is. Man, why can I not? I got to switch these buttons around. Yeah, maybe that date is the milestone. We'll see. Keep making me lose my train of thought, K-Pro. Oh, you were on Discord. Isn't that what you were doing while we were doing the Zoom? Were you in Discord? That's what I was going to say.
Oh, I wasn't going to just sit in a corner and do nothing. Discord. And then I actually got some really good stuff. This was actually last night on some of the DB Cooper stuff and 9 Mile and a bunch of things. It upset some people. I mean, I think some people are pretty delicate these days, but it was awesome because I was able to get some info out. Ben liked it. That was the reason I posted it. But Discord's been fun, but you have to run away at certain times. It's getting better though. People are getting some timeouts. It's like going back to kindergarten. Some people got timeouts and things. So it's getting better in there. I like it in there. It's good for like one-on-one talk. If we had like 8 or 9 people all in there and all staying on topic and all discussing, they were all adults. And so we had a good hour discussion. Last night's discussion was on the Nook. Is the Blaze and the Nook the same thing? I don't think so. And this is the first time that aha moment came to me. And we discussed it for a while, and I'll talk about that on Monday. But the Nook and the Blaze are 2 different things.
Okay, let's not hijack the stream here. But I did say, didn't you just say DB Cooper and 9 Mile Hole in the same sentence as if they're related somehow? But that's for another.
I said 9 Mile. I did not say 9 Mile Hole. This is what broke some people's brains, and they had to then start discussing our family situation. 9 Mile, and did you know 9 Mile is also up in Reno with Ben Solve? That's where Concy died, about 20 miles from 9 Mile in Texas, and then 9 Mile up. Isn't that a quinky dink? That 9 Mile? Don't break your brains. Don't go on a 5-hour stream talking about me and Mike now, where you guys are. Oh, anyway, it was 9 Mile. People are like, "Oh my gosh, you said 9 Mile Hole." Not 9 Mile Hole. 9 Mile. Gotta be okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. The Speak and Start thing.
Enough Forrest Fenn discussion, but we did get divorced 6 months ago. That's why we're in 2 different spots, isn't that right? Anyway,
it shows that
divorced from the Beacon Star.
It's funny because the people that are divorced or with horrible relationships are saying, because we sit in the same room and we don't sit right next to each other. You know why that is? There's not 2 mics, dorks. But anyway, it gives them something to do. It makes them fill their day.
Is that the dog I hear? See, even he wants to get to the Beacon Star.
He is not happy with me because he's not sitting on my lap.
Okay. This is the first active working lunch we've had for the Beacon Star. Breaking news, everybody. What about 8 Mile and Mike live near there? I see a conspiracy. And 9 Mile, I lived on 9 Mile too, so it's true. Okay, let's get right to it. The first thing, so first off, this is the video. You guys should go watch Randy's video. Don't take my word for it. You guys go figure this stuff out yourself. In the chat, there's the link to the clue that Randy put up Tuesday. But I want to show you guys something because Randy said it was pretty simple. And he even said, I'm surprised nobody's even solved it by now. I didn't realize that his thumbnail was the actual hint. I thought there was more to it, was the actual clue, but there's more to it. But if you look over his shoulder there, K-Pro, you see the what's written on the calendar. That's a hint on how to solve it. Okay?
Oh, yeah, whatever. Okay, so that is this number 7 and then squared, right?
See, a lot of people said that, even in the Zoom. They said 7 squared. What does that mean? Well, it's not a number 7. It relates to the drawing that he did on the graph paper. Okay?
Okay, that's exciting because I'm now wrong, but I see your point and I'm now refocused. So now it's 2 up, 2 down. It's almost like Wordle, kind of.
Exactly. And now, you know what? I don't know what Wordle is. I have no idea. I've never looked into it.
I just started doing Wordle because all my search friends keep putting it up, the little grid thing with the colors. I have one every day. My streak is every day I have one. But go ahead. Let's not get off track here.
Okay. So it's actually 2 to the left and 3 down. So you see how the line that goes that's horizontally is a little bit shorter. So it's actually 2 to the left and 3 down. Well, what does that mean? How do you figure that out? How does that shape of 2 across and 3 down equal a 2? And that's what it is. 2 across and 3 down equals a 2. And Randy pretty much gave it to us. He told us right there, but you still have to figure it out. Okay, go back to codes, K-Pro. Randy's a code breaker, Randy, right? What's the simplest code you can think of off the top of your head? Been used for a long time.
A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. That's an easy one.
That's true. Okay, so after that, what's a simple actual code? It's a named code.
Let's see. Polybius square. I'm
But
just naming
that's
any
true.
number
That's
I
very
know.
good. And the Polybius square is actually used in this, but there's a simpler code than the Polybius square.
Caesar cipher.
Yeah, there's another one. Okay, that was a bad question. Uh,
I'm just naming the ones that I can remember. That's all I got.
one of the easiest clues is Morse code, right? Dot and dash, dot and dash, dot and dash, dot and dash, and that's what the two lines represented that equal a 2. So if you go to Morse code, boom.
So he's kind of in love with Morse code because remember when he did the tap thing? Remember that? Okay, so Randy, why'd you make it that easy?
Number 2 is. So right here, you can see a number 2 in Morse code is 2 dots and 3 dashes, right? Okay, and that's how that line of he did 2 across and 3 down, which just looks like a 7. That's actually Morse code. If it's a horizontal line, it's a dot, and if it's a vertical line, it's a dash. 2 dots, 3 dashes equals a 2. Simple, right? Right. Okay.
Oh, Lucky went to say hi.
Oh, lucky.
So simple. So simple. I mean, I can't believe this is not cracked because Randy, why'd you make it that simple? My gosh. So vertical 2, 3. So 2 dots and 3 dashes. Okay. Okay. I'm good. I'm following. But you said something about this diagram. Show us this diagram, good sir.
Okay, here is the diagram. And again, forget about the red line. The red line is for me when I screenshotted it in YouTube. So ignore the numbers. Start. It looks like a map, right? And I know some people have said this could be overlaid of Denver, like it's a map. Somebody else says it looks like it's shaped like a key. Maybe it's a key or something, right? To me, it looks like the old school Dungeons and Dragons when we used to play Dungeons and Dragons on graph paper. You know, in the early '80s. It does. That's what it looks like to me. The first thing I thought of was it's a D&D map, but what do the numbers mean? So now with his hint that was over his shoulder, you see that when there's a line, vertical, horizontal is Morse code, you solve these lines right here. So just a single line here is a dash. Let me make sure I got this right. Let me check it. Hang on. But that is how we solve it. Morse code. Let me get my notes out. Boom. Kitty, we don't need your help. Okay. Let me go back to it. Right there, right there, right there. So the lines on the bottom in this part right here, those are Morse code. So just a dash, if we go back to our Morse code panel, boom. I happen to pull one up on Amazon. A T is a dash, right? Just a dash is the letter T in Morse code. So on his example here, a vertical line is a dash. So this is the letter T. And then we have 1, and each square on the graph paper represents a symbol. So right here we have 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 dots. And on Morse code, 4 dots represent H. You see that?
How in the heck did you guys figure that out?
Well, Morse code, you have to have 2 elements for Morse code, something that represents a dash and something that represents a dot. He just used lines on graph paper. If it's this way, it's a dash, and if it's this way, it's a dot. It's really simple when you think about it. He just changed the Morse code into something you have to figure out.
But what are all those numbers for?
Well, we'll get to that part. That's another. There's 3 different ways to he encoded a message here. Okay, so if you do the Morse code, the dots and dashes, dots and dashes. Why am I getting that wrong? You see here we have a dash, we have 4 dots, we have another dash, we have a dash dot, dash dot dot dash dash dot, and I may have that backwards, dash dash dot, etc. This spells out. That's the Morse code part, and that spells out. Let me figure it out here. That spells out then, THEN, page, PAGE 49. It says then page 49. So the other thing he said is you do have to have the book in order to solve part of this. You don't have to have the book to solve that Morse code part, but you do have to have the book and use the book in some way to solve the numbers. Okay.
Which is page 49. For those of you that need me to keep you up to date, then page, so there's something before, then page 49. Can we see page 49, Cowlazars?
On page 49, it says, herein lies the key. Do you know what that spiral represents in nature?
This has come up a bunch of times, and I don't remember. There was I did a Beacon Star Zoom, or I was in one that they discussed this. I don't remember.
So that's called the golden ratio. I guess in nature, it's a pattern that repeats over and over again. And the golden ratio has numbers that are called the Fibonacci numbers. Fibonacci numbers are numbers that when you multiply them together, you get the next number. So 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 1 is 3. 3 + 2 is 5. 5 + 3 is 8. And it goes on forever. Now it says then page 49, Randy's clue. We don't know what that means yet, but that's what it says. Okay. So if you do just this part here, realize it's Morse, realize that it's dots and dashes, depending on the line and how many is by how many squares. That says then page 49. Well, you can't apply that to this because there's no breaks. There's no way to know where it breaks, right?
Right.
Yeah,
so this is almost like step 2, and now you guys got to go figure out step 1.
Yeah. Well, this was step 1, figuring out the Morse code. And we think when you read it like this, you go around and then come down this way, but we're not exactly sure about that either.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're throwing down. I got this. I got this.
So the other thing you mentioned was a Polybius square, right? And that does, in fact, happen to be the other way you solve this part. These lines that go all the way around, somehow that is used on a Polybius square. So let's look up, Kitty, move. I and my fish over here, Kitty. Let's look up Polybius square. And again, shout out to everybody in the Zoom who figured this out. And a basic Polybius square is this guy right here. Whoops. Let me try. I'm trying to get a picture that just makes it easy to see. Basic Polybius square is this. It's a 5x5 grid, and I and J are contained in the same square because there's 26 letters, 5x5 grid, okay? So in order to use a Polybius square, you need two numbers. You need pairs of numbers, a row and a column. So 2, 2 would be G. You go 2, you go down to 2, and it's G, right? So the question is, how do we get numbers from this? How would we get numbers from this, K-Pro? What do you think?
I think because these are lines, when you go up or over. So wherever you start, if you go 3 over, that's one of the columns in the or row or column. And then when you go up, it's the other one. And then you get the letter. I have no idea if I'm right.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
God. Randy, why are you making it this easy? My God.
It's that simple. So starting from the top, you just count. So right here, 1, 2, and then it goes over 1. So you have the number 2, you have the number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1. And you're just counting the sides. That's all you're doing. And when you put all those numbers together, then you just pair them. So
like your grand adventure. So he took this from your grand adventure of pairing numbers.
I don't like the grand adventure.
You know, you guys are brothers from another mother.
I used the grid idea. It wasn't the exact Polybius. So I used a grid, but with different letters. But yes, that's right. It's pretty much the same. So when you do that and you count from here all the way down to here, you get a set of numbers. And the numbers are 2, 1, right? 4, 3, 4, 4, 2, 2. And when you apply those on the Polybius square that I just showed, so for example, the first one is 2, 1. On the Polybius square, 2, 1 is B. So he's using the top row first. You could always use side or top, either way. 2, 1 is B, right? And when you go through that, the message is just for this side from here all the way to here. The message is boots on BOTG first. You got to have two letters. BOTGFIRST. BOTG first. Okay? So boots on the ground first.
Boots on the ground first, then page 49.
Exactly. You put it together because we believe that's how
okay,
we
wait.
all the way down.
Mute for a second. Mike 3D Braun says it's only 2 p.m. Did Cal bump his head or am I tripping? I don't know if you're tripping, but Mike has bought not only a storage unit, but a comic book collection. And that is where we're going to be tonight, doing some very shady exchanges of cash in parking lots later tonight. So we are not going to be on tonight. So we decided to do a quick video. If you can't get it now, it's okay. Mike's going through all of the answers to the Beacon Star, and we're going boots on the ground tomorrow. Just kidding. Okay, go ahead, Mike. Oh, why not both? You can answer that, Mike.
There's Davo. He's the one who figured this out and gave it to us in the Zoom. So thanks, Davo. Appreciate it. He spent a lot of time with the Beacon Star. Why not both what? Do you know what he means by why not both? Both sides?
I don't know. You guys are the ones that cracked this. What does he mean? Why not both? Why not? Oh, could there be a way that you use it both way, like the column to row and row to column? Does that make anything coherent?
That's a good point. I haven't actually tried it, but that's a good point. I wonder if we should go through and see if that's going to work. So it would be, all right, well, let's check it out real quick. We got time. Although I got to get back to work in a minute. But looking at the columns here, 2-1, which is B. If you go the other way, 2-1 would be F. 4-3 would be O. If we do it the other way, 4-3 would be S. So since it starts FS, it's not looking good. Unless it's an anagram. But I think Randy would have to be a genius to double encode it that way, both ways.
Fen and Stoof. Okay, keep going.
FS, Fen and Stoof. And then 4-4 is the same as T. So it's FST. And 2-2 is G, FSTG. So, yeah, I'm not seeing anything. So it's a good idea, though. And the other thing is, what about reverse? What if you read it one way going down, but you read it the other way going up? But again, it would be the same message, wouldn't it? Unless you change it, do it both ways like Davo's saying. So that doesn't work, at least at that initial part right there. But we still have the other side, right? So same thing on the other side. You have to count 4, 4, 4, 3, 1, 1, 5. You know what I mean? And that comes out to apply to. TO apply to. So the message is.
Hold on.
Yeah.
TO apply TWL?
No, to apply to TO.
Okay.
So what we were thinking is these numbers are the before and after. Like these are two different words. So it's, if you read down from the left, it's boots on the ground first, then page 49. To apply to, and now we have to figure the numbers out. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The numbers, now Randy said you have to have the book, right? You got to have the Beacon Star. So we're like, okay, it must be the numbers that you apply on the Beacon Star. And we tried book code. Everybody was like, 5th page, 5th paragraph, 8th letter, 5th page, 5th paragraph, 8th word, 558 words in, and we're just going back and forth and couldn't make anything work. Hey, what's up, Czar? Czar's right there. He could be our boots on the ground guy. I don't know how far they are from Denver, but we're trying book code, and that didn't work. And then I think it was Chuck. But this is when I left to go get some snacks from the gas station, and I came back, and they're all like, "Oh, we figured it out." And I said, "What is it?" It was actually the cipher wheel in the book, which is page 119. No, not 119. Page, it's in the back. I know that much. Page 67, there's a little cipher wheel in the book, right? So this wheel is actually, the middle of this wheel is actually a clock. And then when you look at these numbers, you realize these could be times. 5:58 p.m., 8:21, 10:42. Those could be times, right? But here's the kicker. If you just use the second or the minute time, 58, 21, 42, 6, 37, and 9, or maybe it's 19. Yeah, it's 19 for 119. That spells a word using the cipher wheel in the minutes. And that word is bricks, B-R-I-C-K-S.
And there's bricks all throughout each chapter, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the problem with that, and this is where we're scratching our head, is we didn't use the hour. We didn't use the 5, the 8, and the 1. And we don't know if that's a different code or a different word. Right?
Okay, wait. Breaking news here. Czar says they're going to be grabbing the proxy this weekend. He's pretty sure.
Well, take a lot of video and come on the show then, Czar, if that's the case.
Well, and Czar,
He didn't
does
say
this
which
all make,
proxy.
does
He
this
didn't
all
say
make
Beacon
sense
Star
to you, Czar? Like, does this, let's see, start with first boots on the ground, then, what was it?
So boots on the ground first, which makes sense. Boots on the ground first. You have to go and get these locations in the book, right? Boots on the ground first. And what you're getting from each boots on the ground is text. Each one has a plaque or an inscription. You got to get that text. Boots on the ground first, then page 49. Now this is, what does this mean? Page 49. Page 49 is the Fibonacci, right? The golden ratio, the Fibonacci numbers. So how do we use, what do we do with page 49 on that text is the question. And then it says to apply to bricks. Boots on the ground first, then page 49 to apply to bricks. We think that's the message is in the right order. But again, we didn't use the hour hand. And is that another word? I asked Randy, is the message 9 words or 10? And he said between 1 and 100. What a guy. So
he's so nice.
Yeah.
So, okay. So golden rule, I just looked up. Two numbers are in the golden rule ratio. If the ratio of the sum of the numbers A, B divided by the larger number A is equal to the ratio of the larger number divided by the smaller number A over B. Okay. So what?
Well, we were just looking at it as the Fibonacci numbers, not so much the way it's the spiral. But again, we don't know what to do with that page. So yeah, we're looking for ideas. If we go boots on the ground first, then page 49, what are we supposed to do with page 49? That's the question. And how do we apply it to the bricks? That's where we're at, everybody. Boom.
But you still think there's something more to this, like that, either the hours or something.
Well, he could give times for the cipher wheel. I mean, I guess if he only would have put 58, 21, 42, we really wouldn't have realized it was times to use on the cipher wheel. So he might have had to have used, but why do you use 558? He could have used 158, 258, 3. He could have used anything in that. We still get the same message because we're not using the hour hands. So the question is the hour hands another word?
Now, can you so you have 4 messages. First, boots on the ground, apply to page 49, to apply to bricks.
That's
Could
right.
you move those around? So first, boots on the ground to apply to bricks from page 49. Like, why did you go one way? Like, I would almost go clockwise.
You're right. We could. And the other thing is, why are the numbers split up? So if the numbers are one word, why are there some numbers up here and then some numbers down here? It almost seems like this message is in the middle. I'm pointing at it. You know what I mean? Why are they split up like that? So it might not be solved all the way. That's where we're at. That's how much has been solved. Thank you to the Zoom. You guys rock. Hopefully somebody out there can solve the rest of it and come on the show and give it. You know what I mean? Let everybody know what it is. Because again, this is not a solution to anything in the Beacon Star. It's a clue from Randy on how I think it's the order of how you do things. He's telling us first you go boots on the ground, you figure out page 49. Maybe now you're saying the order could be wrong. So maybe we got to figure out what the order is too.
Well, okay. So let's go clockwise. First, boots on the ground to apply to.
So then page 49 is this part.
Oh, okay. So I think that might be last. So let's start in the upper left.
Here and go down.
Yeah, that first. So there's 4 quadrants of messages, right? So that first message on the upper left is.
This is the order that I read it. Then it's you got to mute. Boots on the ground first is this message. Reading down, boots on the ground first. Then page 49 is this. And then if you go back up here, to apply to, and down here would be bricks, but bricks uses this and this. Why is this in the middle, but this is over at the end? We don't know why he did it that way. It seems like this should all 6 numbers should be right here in a row if this is how we read it, right? Now you're muted.
Okay, so let me flip the conversation. Upper left, this is a quadrant of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Upper left is the first quadrant. First, boots on the ground. Second quadrant would be the right, upper right. To apply to the bricks, then boots on the ground.
I see. So you're saying read it 1, 2, 3, 4. And I see what you're saying. So like you said, it would be boots on the ground first, to apply to, then page 49. And then again, why are the numbers up here and down here?
No, go in a circle.
Oh, okay. You're going like this clockwise?
Correct.
Well, then it would be, this is to apply to right here. So you're saying read this first?
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Let me just get a pad and paper, and then I can read it once I know which. Oh boy. You know what, dog? I love you, but
Yeah, that's a good point, Mary. I think we've looked at that in a while, so we'll have to revisit that, where the numbers are in the bricks in the book. Yeah, that's a good point.
okay. So the upper left is what?
Upper left reading down is boots on the ground first, right here. BOTG first.
Okay.
And because it says first, we're thinking you read this first too. BOTG first.
I agree. And then
Below that, the Morse code right here is to apply to. No, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Then
you're right.
page 49.
Okay.
And then upper right is to apply to. And then the numbers are bricks. One way to interpret the numbers is BRICKS, bricks. But we don't use all the numbers, and that's what's got us going.
Okay, you ready for mine?
Mhm.
Okay, so see, there's 4 quadrants. Okay. Boots on the ground first to apply to bricks, then page 49. Boom, that's what I got.
Okay, and it could be.
And that's when you look at page 49, it kind of goes in this clockwise little thing. That's what and just so does a clock, and so does a sundial, and so does everything else. So I hate boots on the ground first, though, but okay. Boots on the ground first to apply to bricks. So the bricks relate to the boots on the ground plaques that we're talking about. Then you apply everything to page 49. Boom.
I like it, and Ellie put the same thing. I like it because you go boots on the ground to get the text. Then you apply it to the numbers on the bricks. And we've done that. People have gone through and said, these are the letters, but we didn't know what to do with the letters because they didn't make any sense. Then you would apply those letters to page 49, which could it be a shift? Could it be a Fibonacci sequence as a shift, each letter? But you're going to get a lot of letters. I mean, there's a lot of numbers. You would get to very high numbers. That's interesting. You're right, though. It could be. That could be. It's a valid thought, I think.
Well, I think the biggest thing is the biggest issue is definitely boots on the ground. So do you guys have, there was a video that he said, ha ha ha, everybody thinks there's 22. There's actually that's not even half of the boots on the ground. No. Do we have a defined number of how many boots on the ground there is? Stop.
22. Everybody thought there was 10, and he did a clue video where there are 22 boots on the ground locations.
Have all 22 been identified, do we think?
We think so, but it's hard to know for sure. Now for the poems, and we think this applies just for the poems. There's 10 locations with these of these poems in the book. 1 or 2 of them are a little iffy. 1 or 2 of them, I don't know if it's 100% certain where they're at. So that's why we have to go to Denver and look for ourselves.
How many plaques do you have?
Oh, I've got all of them from what people say. It's just some of them I'm not sure if it's right. I should go sit down with you and go over it because you probably have a fresh look at it. So the poem references the park that the inscription is in. If that makes sense. So yeah, we should sit down and go over them sometime.
That sounds great. Maybe on date night?
That's right. And Ryan says but we could do this at the bar. Sure, let's go. Ryan says all of them but one. One I think we're not sure about. And is that the Coors Field / whatever one?
Okay, Ryan just gave away a huge hint. Did you see it?
I did, and he could be right, actually. A lot of people think it's in City Park, which is where the park is behind the museum. Wouldn't that be something?
And you know what? Randy basically lived at that museum. He put a bunch of comments in, and he gets in there in the middle of the night, and I'd be very upset.
Well, what do you mean some of it was gotten via grid? Some of what? Some of this? Some of it was gotten via grid. If you mean the hint, yeah, you were in the Zoom, right? We had to count the grid, the boxes, if that's what you mean. Yeah. Unless you mean something else. I don't know. Yeah, Mary, there is some, but Mary's saying she thinks this has got something to do with Morse code. A lot of people think these shapes or something going on. It's just, I don't think anybody's figured it out yet, but for sure it could be. Ooh, Ryan says it's not in City Park if Randy didn't lie in the video. Oh, I never heard. I don't remember him saying that, but yeah, okay. If he said it's not in City Park, then he ruled it out. Okay. I don't remember that. All right. Well, that's as far as we got. I got to get back to work, unfortunately. We got to go get some comic books tonight, maybe a storage unit. I'm going to take K-Pro out. We'll be okay. We'll probably go live over the weekend, show you the comic books. Yes. Yeah, that's right. And the grid of what he made, you're right. They do look like bricks. This the whole thing that he created, it does look like bricks. So she's saying it were things we could do with the bricks. Oh, like counting. Maybe you count it the same way. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. This definitely gives us some new ideas, which I guess was the point of the clue from Randy to begin with. Not directly, but Ryan thinks he ruled it out. Okay, next time we Zoom, show me if you know where the video is. We'll watch it together, figure it out. Yeah, because I don't remember he's saying indirectly he thinks Randy ruled it out. We'll have to see. We'll have to see about that. But that's Beacon Star Thursdays, everybody. A little bit early, so make sure you subscribe because you never know, we might go early. Let's go find the millions of dollars we're going to get from these.
And I want to thank the person if they're watching. I had a very rich conversation, back and forth about some of the Forrest Fenn, some of the DB Cooper, some of the Forrest Fenn, and it went a lot of different tangents. And I'm pretty head blown. So I hope to bring you some fun stuff on Monday, but I got to digest all of it and figure. I mean, the source doesn't matter as much as just really interesting quinky dinks. That's all.
Okay, there it is. We hope everybody, good luck on the Beacon Star. Hey, JBR Princess. Good luck, everybody. Let's see if we could and even I don't think figuring out the poems and the bricks, I don't think that cracks it open, to tell you the truth. I think there's going to be a lot more to it, but it would definitely give us, so then there's still those pesky sundials. So good lunch, Mary says. That's right. I'm going to reheat my fish and finish eating it. The Beacon Star saga continues. That's a good way to end it, huh, K-Pro?
Yeah, because once this gets solved, the funny part is going to be, it's kind of like the Forrest Fenn hunt. There will be probably 6 months of discussion by only like 20 of you, but still, there's only like 100 of us talking about the Forrest Fenn stuff still. You guys will go over every little. I wonder, has he said he's going to do a solve video? Or
I'm pretty sure he said he'd go over the solution. He's also working on a sequel, so there will be a Beacon Star 2.0. But when the Beacon Star is solved, at least there won't be questions. The way Randy's puzzles are, you know the solution when you have it. I don't think there'll be any, whatever. I don't think you can grid search it.
Bye.
Hit the wrong one again. Okay. You never reheat fish. I never heard that one, did you, K-Pro?
I mean, it doesn't taste as good, but sure you do. Pizza, I never reheat.
I'm not eating it cold. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Thank you. I got to get back to work. Beacon Star Thursdays. We'll be back next Thursday. We'll do another Zoom. We were going to do a Zoom tonight. If I get back in time, we'll do a Zoom. Just check your email. I don't think we're going to be back in time, though. So maybe we'll do one over the weekend. All right. Say bye, K-Pro.
Bye, K-Pro.
See you, everybody.